The following sports presentation is brought to you by the PCTV Network, powered by TELUS Vision, your hometown station. We're home for you.
It's Earth's Little Heaven, the PCTV Network. PCTV Network, your hometown station. We're home for you. That's our slogan, but I dare adjust. And it's the truth, and it fits best. The PCTV Network, your number one source for local sports, with your favorite hosts, Bernie, Dave, Al, and Scott. The PCTV Network, we're home for you. It's more than a slogan, it's all true. Local programming, stream 24/7, the PCTV Network. It's Earth's Little Heaven, the PCTV Network. Check out channels 22, 28, and 98. Tune in, it's sure to be great. The PCTVnetwork.com, The PCTVnetwork.com, The PCTVnetwork.com, Make sure you support PCTV Network, PCTVnetwork.com, your hometown station.
The PCTV Network proudly presents PIAA Baseball. Today's matchup features the O&J Roberts Wildcats against the Springford Rams here in Royersford, Pennsylvania. Hey, it's Steve Karabatis alongside Rod Johnson, and we are here on a beautiful day, Rod. They were talking some thunderstorms tonight. Right now, it looks like we're going to get away with this. It is a beautiful, warm summer night here at the beginning of May in Royersford. Let's talk about these two teams a little bit. We have O&J Roberts coming here, third game of the week for them. They're coming in here with a losing record, but coming off a win against Boyertown. What do you think?
Well, anytime you come off a win against Boyertown, you should have some mojo. Shane O'Connor going to pitch tonight for O&J. He's a sophomore. He saw some time last year as a freshman. Pretty good velocity, right-handed pitcher. We'll see what he has tonight.
And Springford comes in after a heartbreaking loss, 2-1 against Methacton, and Evan Jones, the Wake Forest prodigy, pitching against them. They had 3 extra base hits against him, lost that game 2-1, forced him out at the end. They got him to 100 pitches, had a shot there at the end.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. All losses are tough. 2-1 are really tough, especially against a premier pitcher like Jones from Methacton. Tonight, Ruggiero is going to throw, and he's a good-looking pitcher. I like him a lot. He is, I'm going to check my notes real quick to make sure I'm straight, but he's going to Richmond, and Richmond Spiders, that's a nice baseball team down there. So, we got two teams here that historically, traditionally, have really battled in some games that we've covered. And we look forward, again, they're losing record, a winning record tonight, but neither team probably playing to the level that they wish to play, at least record-wise.
So it should be a good matchup between these two teams, both hungry for a victory. We have O&J against Springford coming up in just a moment.
At O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei, our team approach makes all the difference.
OWM can assist in any aspect of a real estate transaction. We're here to protect your interests, representing builders and developers from a wide array of projects.
We provide agreements of sale, negotiate, draft, and then provide the agreement.
From multifamily to commercial shopping centers to large housing developments.
OWM Law.
Your life,
Your business, your law firm.
Welcome to WQ Diner, located here on Route 100 and King Street in beautiful Pottstown. I'm William Quinn, owner here at WQ Diner. We serve the freshest ingredients, all homemade food with exceptional service. We're open daily, 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Breakfast all day, full menu available all day. With homemade food, the best ingredients, and exceptional service. Take a pick from our large assortment of gourmet desserts, baked fresh daily. WQ Diner, the finer diner. I'm William Quinn, owner. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
And we have Dom Ruggiero taking his warm-up tosses here, tossing to Ethan Schultz. Steve Karabatis alongside Rod Johnson. Beautiful day, Rod.
Steve, it is a beautiful day, but made it more beautiful is seeing you walk in. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm excited about doing this game with you. It's been probably a year since we were together, maybe 2.
It's been a while. It's been a while. It was a beard ago. One full beard ago.
It was a beard and a half ago. I said earlier I thought Jesus was coming to get me tonight.
Well, I'm a long way from that, but stepping into the plate to lead off is the senior Sam Taylor, number 26. He's a shortstop for O&J, and he takes outside for a ball. And we're underway. 82 degrees. First pitch at 6:02 p.m. Fouled away. That's 0-2. First pitch was actually called a strike. So I've already made a mistake.
Well, I was going to say, we got that out of the way.
Yeah, that's done. Everyone at home, like, that was a strike. And the 0-2 pitch fouled away. We'll do it again. That's why they make erasers on these pencils, Rod.
That's for sure. And, you know, these foul balls, they count. They're pitch count.
Yes.
That's a pitch count issue right now when they start getting long at bats.
And it struck him out. So Ruggiero going down and in takes care of Taylor. It's one away. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 3, Tyler Now.
Second baseman, number 3, Tyler Now.
Tyler is a junior. And Ruggiero throws. That's up high. Ball 1.
You know, Ruggiero really locked up now. It was the first breaking ball that Taylor had seen, and that's the one thing that I like about taking pitches as a leadoff guy. You know, you get to see the arsenal, you know, that the pitcher has. If you go up there and you swing at the first pitch, nobody knows what that breaking ball looks like.
Right, and I like that you say nobody knows. That means the rest of the team doesn't know either. So you take those pitches and the rest of the team can see it as well. 3-0 on Now. Called strike. Hit 1. Now takes a 5th pitch in a row, and that is ball 4, and he's a 1-out base runner. Tyler Now at first brings up number 22, the left fielder Adam Stahl.
Left fielder, Adam Stahl.
Typically, left-handed pitchers slow your running game down a bit, but teams a lot of times go on first movement. If they guess right, they're good. If not, they're dead.
Ball 1. Stahl, a junior.
I have my trusty little stopwatch here today, so I'm going to be doing some timing of pitchers' moves to the plate.
Ball 2.
I have him at 1.45. Now, if he was a right-handed pitcher at 1.45, you get very runnerish. But with a lefty, you got to be sure.
Fouled away. 2-1. Well, he had a notion at that one. He had a good rip. Tyler Now at first. We're just underway. 1 out here in the top of the first. And he has him picked off. Here's the throw down to short. Ryan Fields puts the tag on, but he drops the ball. So it's going to be a stolen base for Tyler Now. And that'll put him at second base with 1 out.
Well, that was an example of going on first move. He had a heck of a jump on the first move. Throw was a little low. I'm sure shortstop was thinking right now that he should have made that play.
2-1 pitch, trying to steal third. Schultz throw down to third. Safe. Got under the tag of Luke Sador. And that's 2 stolen bases for Now. And it puts him at third base with 1 out and a 2-2 count.
That was a good release by Schultz behind the plate.
And
that's a play,
count.
Steve. That's a play there, too, where the hitter has to be careful that he doesn't interfere with the catcher. And Schultz has to be sure that he can just come up and fire. Ooh.
Right down the middle. Swings through it. Stahl is the second out. And that'll bring up Evan Sabatino. He's a lefty. Also a sophomore, one of 2 sophomores in this O&J starting lineup today. Takes down and away for a ball.
We'd really like to get some contact there with a man on third, less than 2 outs.
The 1-0. Up and in, 2-0. Sabatino, the DH today, for his pitcher Shane O'Connor. Ruggiero is inside. All right, nope, that's a strike. My mistake. 2-1.
I think Joe Tucker, who's behind the plate right now, has established that he's going to call the high strike.
3-1. Sabatino looking to drive in now from third here with 2 outs. O&J threatening in the first inning. And that's ball 4, second walk of the inning. And that'll put runners on the corners for senior Nick Remo.
Free bases are the kryptonite in a lot of games. We'll see if they can survive 2 walks here and 2 stolen bases in the first inning. Not sure whether or not they'll try something here first and third with a double steal or a pull-up at second base. We'll see how O&J plays it.
And to your point earlier, Rod, that was his 20th pitch, Ruggiero. And they haven't picked off again, but this could be a set play here. So going back and forth, going back and forth. Now trying to come home. Here's the throw, he's safe. 1-0 O&J. What do you think, Rod? They set that up?
No, absolutely. First of all, the runner at first, Sabatino, took an extended lead to draw the throw to first base. So it was all pre-planned.
So Tyler now ties a record held by many with 3 stolen bases on 1 turn around the bases. Stole second after a pickoff throw to first, stole third on the very next pitch, and then stole fourth on a delayed pickle steal. I'm not quite sure. What's the name for that? There's got to be a name for that. And trying to steal third, and the ball gets past Schultz. So that will go as a stolen base because the runner was on his way. So that's Sabatino's second steal. That is not a wild pitch, but it is ball 1 on Remo.
Well, I think O&J has decided to run wild tonight. Maybe that's why they call them the Wildcats.
And a bunt. Places it right in front of the plate. Schultz takes it, throws down to Whitmer, and that's the final out of the inning. But on the inning, 1 run, no hits, no errors, 1 left. It's 1-0 O&J after half an inning.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
1-0 O&J as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Leading off is the junior Luca Cavalier for Springford. Luca has 9 hits this season, is tied for the team lead with 10 runs scored. Shane O'Connor's first deal is high.
I made a comment in the first inning that with a lefty, sometimes that slows up your running game. Not so much.
Yeah, not at all.
Not so much.
Well, they were definitely running and testing not just the catcher, they were testing the entire infield. O'Connor's second pitch to Cavalier is ball 2.
Sometimes when teams run wild like that, as a defense, you start to feel a little helpless. If we can't stop the run, we got problems.
Strike call, 2-1. O'Connor working from the stretch with no runners on. Strike 2.
Do you golf?
I do.
I think you could golf off this infield. Look at this infield.
Oh,
Look
my
at
word,
this field
beautiful.
right now. Oh my goodness
Absolutely
gracious.
beautiful. Up and in, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I was saying to my wife that even if there were a storm to blow through, this field drains well.
Very
It's
well.
Very well manicured field. And ball 4. Springford has a leadoff base runner in Luca Cavalier.
The last couple of games that I did here this year, the wind was blowing in. I'm looking at that flag right now, and it's a pretty good gust going out to left field.
Senior Jake Whitmer, the first baseman, is now batting with Cavalier at first. Cavalier with 2 steals this year. Outside, ball 1. Whitmer batting .333. 12 hits this season. Leads the team with 6 doubles. And hits one to right field, but Max Santis gets under it, and Cavalier has to scurry back to first. 1 away.
You could tell by the sound of the metal that he didn't get it all. And I will tell you, you give it another inning or so, right field's going to be a bear because that sun is really beaming down into the right fielder's eyes.
So another lefty, Liam Quinn, a sophomore, steps in. And runner breaking. Throw down to second is not in time. Cavalier steals it. His 3rd steal of the season. Nolan Fisher making a good throw down there on 1 hop, but not quite in time to get Cavalier. The pitch was a ball. Quinn's a sophomore, but he's batting .425, Rod. 17 base hits and 40 at-bats.
Wow.
Also leads the team with 9 steals, so he's a threat once he gets on. This is the stat I love. 1 strikeout in 43 plate appearances. 1.
Well, that's impressive.
And he gaps one. A nice try, but I think that was caught. That was caught. What a catch by Ryan Hatt. Oh, man.
Designated hitter, number 23.
I thought that was a gapper for sure. So Quinn with a loud out. Beautiful play by Ryan Hatt. 2 away. Logan Babor comes up. He's a junior. Curveball for a strike. I mean, that saves a run there, and you've got Quinn at least at second on that if that ball gets past the center fielder Hatt. Checks his swing. 1-1.
I like to see the aggressive nature of Hatt out there in center field. Not afraid to lay out, not afraid to be aggressive. It was still an intelligent play. Like sometimes I say you got to be aggressive, but you got to be intelligent, and I think he had both of those.
Curveball inside, 2-1. Babor has 9 hits this season, 7 driven in, leads the team. It's down and away, 3-1.
I'm taking a really strong look right now at this freshman catcher. Really impressed with his movement. He had a good strong throw to second. He really has command behind home plate. I'm really impressed with his ability back there.
Nolan Fisher is the name. He'll be batting in the second inning. We'll get to talk about him a little bit more, but for now, Lugan Babor draws a walk, and that puts runners at first and second for Aiden Dunleavy, the right fielder. Aiden's a junior, batting .300. And that's strike one. 1-0 ONJ, but Springford threatening here in the bottom of the first. Luca Cavalier drew a walk, stole second. And after a couple flyouts to the outfield, here's one smoked down left field, and this ball is gone! Aiden Dunleavy with a 3-run home run. And let me tell you something, Rod. If Max Preps is correct, that is the first home run of the season for Springford.
Well, that was pretty much a no doubt about it, right when he hit it. And again, with the wind blowing out a little bit, he didn't have to fight and hit it through it. But quite frankly,
number 14, Luke Seagull.
he touched it up. He barreled it up.
He got every bit of that. So that brings up Luke Seedor. He's the third baseman, a junior. Takes a strike. Boy, Dunleavy roped that. That's a couple pretty good hits. I mean, Quinn lined a pretty good one to center that was caught by Hat. Here's another one that's laced. Dead center, Hat going back. It's over his head, off the top of the fence after a bounce. And it's a double for Luke Sador. And just like that, a runner in scoring position.
Well, and with 2 outs, that home run, bringing in 3 runs, but a single picket fence, one single home run doesn't hurt you. It's the 2 walks that hurts you.
Yeah, that's true.
1-0's 1-1 is 1-1, right? 3-run homer, and now all of a sudden we got a 3-1 game. And you're right, they barreled probably 3 baseballs up, maybe 4 so far.
Yeah, I think the one hit to Santee was hit pretty well, too.
Yeah.
So after a mound visit here, trying to calm the young O'Connor down,
Number 10, shortstop Ryan Fields.
we're going to see Ryan Fields, the shortstop, a senior. Fields has 7 hits this season. He's driven in a few, looking to drive in his 4th of the season right here. First pitch is a swinging strike. 3-1 Springford on a 3-run homer by Aiden Dunleavy.
You look at both teams' pitch counts, they're already 22-20.
That's down and in. Fisher with a nice block. And it's 1-1. Another senior looming on deck, TJ Schultz. So a couple of experienced players here with a runner in scoring position. And that's grounded over to second. Now picks it up, guns over to Campbell, and that's the last out of the inning. But what an inning it is. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We've played 1 inning, it's 3-1 Rams.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
This is the year you're going to improve your game. No excuses. And the pros at Blackwood Golf Academy are here to help. With their 23-acre all-grass driving range, full-service pro shop, and computerized swing analysis, Blackwood Golf Academy will get your game up to par. Need lessons? Individual and group instruction with head pro Chris Carr will shave strokes off your game and make you the envy of your next foursome. Blackwood Golf Academy, a country club setting open to the public, adjacent to Blackwood Golf Course in Douglasville.
3-1 Springford after a very eventful first inning. Leading off the top of the second for O&J is Ryan Hatt, the sophomore. We saw him make a diving catch out in the outfield, but that inning could have been worse. Strike one. Hatt left his feet stretched out completely.
Steve, I can't help but talk about free bases. It gets in my crawl as a coach. It's tough enough to get people out when they make contact, like so.
Fields tossing, throws high to first. So that's going to be a single for Hatt. I don't think he'd have gotten him. We'll see what the official
Well, the official
score
score is not as generous as
Wow. Okay. So they're going to call that an error. So we're going to change that over to E6, but we'll keep an eye on that. And that'll bring up the only freshman on the roster, catcher Nolan Fisher. Fisher squares around to bunt, sends it right back to us. One strike.
I'll get back to my free bases. I was mentioning to you when we were down there between innings how there was a study done on free bases, and you can think of all the types of free bases you can get, and there's over 10 of them. You need to keep your free bases really down to a minimal. And I would say that if you could play a 7-inning game and you could give up 6 free bases, I think you have a really good shot of winning the game. But if you look at it already, both teams have given up a ton of free bases.
Fisher swings through it after squaring around to bunt, and third baseman Luke Sador could almost pick his pocket. He was that close. So now with a 1-2 count, Fisher's still showing bunt. We'll see if he
may slash here.
And he's going to try and lay it down, and that will be a strikeout. So, and that ball hit my partner Rod Johnson.
Hey! I don't know how this got in my hand, but here it is.
So it's one away, and that'll bring up Max Santise.
Number 9, right fielder, Max Santisi.
That was almost as impossible. Did you see the Toronto Blue Jays?
Well, there's a pickoff, and this time they did get him. Whitmer to Fields. So that's a pickoff. 1-3-6. Caught stealing. 1-3-6. Credit for a pickoff for Ruggiero there.
I was saying this was almost as incredible, although I had nothing to do with this. Did you see the Toronto Blue Jays center fielder fall down?
I did.
And then catch the ball behind his back?
Yes.
And then while it was behind his back, flipped it into his throwing hand like nothing ever happened? I got to tell you, I've been watching baseball ever since I came out of my mother's womb. And at the end of the day, I never saw anything like that, ever.
A play that made both the highlight reel and the blooper reel. That's a major curveball right there by Ruggiero. 1-2. So,
there
we have a baseball here, Rod.
Yeah, we do.
Yep. Strike 3 called. And just that quickly, after a leadoff runner, O&J goes down quietly. So, no runs, no hits, 1 error, none left. It's 3-1 Springford after 1.5.
Hi, I'm Joe, and this is Chris, and many of you know us. And we'd like to welcome you to our new showroom here at 618 North Reading Avenue in Boyertown, where we offer Kohler faucets, Moen faucets as well, vanities, tubs, and many accessories.
Here we have an operating, high-efficiency, Energy Star rated American Standard furnace combined with a variable speed AC condenser. Let us install one today to start saving you money throughout the heating and cooling season.
Here at Patriot, we now offer kitchen and bath designs.
So come visit us today at 618 North Reading Avenue or visit our website at www.patriot.com. patriotnp.com.
Steve Karabatis alongside Jeff Bush. We're under Rod Johnson. Jeff, welcome.
Good to be here.
Jeff with Wellspring Financial decides he's just going to move Rod. So Rod did get hit by a ball, but he's okay. I promise you. This was planned ahead of time.
Yeah, Rod's okay. I'm just stepping in here to maybe. Boy, you got a good view of balls and strikes from this.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, it is.
This is TJ Schultz batting right here, by the way. He's a senior.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful night for a ball game.
It really is. Do you get out here much, Jeff?
I don't, and I should, because we have some family connections here. So my nephew's on the Springford baseball team.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
This one's popped and fouled away. Who's your nephew?
Daniel Ditterline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
number 20.
Yeah.
Pitcher. Yep.
Pitcher, relief pitcher.
A 1-1 count on TJ Schultz, the center fielder. 3-1 Rams, bottom of the second. That's inside, 2-1.
How fast are these guys pitching?
That's a good question. I think some of these guys are bringing it in the high 70s, low 80s.
Okay.
The better guys can touch 90. And the pitch. And is roped into left field, down the line, and in for a base hit. Rounding first to go into second is TJ Schultz, and he's in with a stand-up double, the third extra base hit of the game for Springford, and he's a leadoff runner in scoring position.
Solid hit to left field.
Oh, you do some pretty good color commentary here.
I may not come back. I may go get a hot dog.
I'm enjoying this.
That'll bring up Ethan Schultz, the catcher. One of two sophomores in the lineup, the other one being Liam Quinn. And he's squaring around to bunt. Pops it right back at us. Let's see if that one comes through the fence. Nope, it didn't. It's just a strike. Ethan with a couple hits this year. And he does have a sacrifice to his credit, so he can lay down the bunt. For TJ, his sixth double of the season.
And he looks like he's squaring the bunt.
And fouled at the plate. 0-2, so we'll see if, like Fisher on the other side, if they keep the bunt on with two strikes.
Decides the bunt with 2 strikes.
So Jeff, tell me a little bit about this Wellspring Financial.
Well,
what should we know about you guys?
Wellspring Financial, we're a full-service financial planning firm. So we have two offices around here. We got one right up the road in Pottstown, and then we got one in Norristown. We do full-service financial planning, specializing in the retirement arena. And we've been on PCTV now for 12 years. We have a show. It's called Financially Speaking with Jeff Bush. And we talk about a lot of things, a lot of financial topics. Right now we're talking about the volatility of the stock market.
That's a strikeout swinging for Schultz. That's one away. O'Connor getting him swinging, and that'll bring us back to the top of the lineup, and Luca Cavalier.
And things you can do with your financial planning when things are volatile the way they are right now.
Oh, and Cavalier gets hit.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Kind of right in the small of the back, and he just gets up and runs.
Tough kid.
First baseman, number 27, Jake Whitmer.
Yes. So if that was an 80-mile-an-hour fastball, that had to hurt.
Yeah, I would think so. Second time Cavalier's been hit by a pitch.
I know when you're young like that, you can take it a little bit.
We have 3 men in the booth right now.
But
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Yep.
This is Jake Whitmer fouling his first pitch away.
Of course, you always make believe it doesn't hurt. When it really does hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Or a lot.
And tonight, or tomorrow morning, it might hurt a little bit more.
And you've been doing this how long, Jeff? How long have you been?
Well, I've been in the business for 30 years.
So since you were 5 years old.
Yeah, since I
Doesn't
know.
make any sense.
Yeah. Well, I was a baseball player back in the 70s, so that shows you how old I am. But and we never played on fields like this. Is a beautiful, beautiful facility.
This one is
You're not
sky to center field, fighting the sun. Ryan Hatt gets under it, and
You're not even going to get wet if it rains.
No, I brought my umbrella, and that was no need to do that.
And Gus's camera won't even get wet if it rains. I'm sure he's happy about that.
Gus gets very nervous when it starts raining around his camera. So Liam Quinn is up now. He was robbed by Hatt in the first inning on a line drive to Hatt's left that was threatening to go in the gap and drive in the game's first run. Some grounded foul. Where are you guys located? Where can we find you?
Well, we actually have 4 offices, but 2 are around here. We have one right down the road in Norristown, and then another one right up the road in Pottstown. Our other 2 are in Reading and in Allentown, so we're spread out quite a bit. We have a pretty big footprint here in this part of the state. But we do a lot of virtual meetings too, so we talk to people all over the place. And you can see our show on the PCTV network, either right on local cable or the PCTVnetwork.com.
And you've been doing this show how long?
For 12 years.
12 years. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, when we first started doing the show, we did it in the studio in Pottstown High School. Now we do it in our office in Pottstown. Our office is on the corner of High and Hanover Street.
I remember the old days in the high school.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
This is grounded up the middle, where it's picked up by Taylor. He tosses over to now for the final out of the inning, and that'll wrap up the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 2 left. We've played 2, and it's 3-1 Springford.
Hi, Jeff Bush here, host of Financially Speaking here on PCTV for the past 11 years. I have some exciting news. We are now Wellspring Financial, home of the Wellspring formula. We are here to serve all your financial needs.
3-1 going into the 3rd inning. Steve Karabatis alongside Rod Johnson. What's happening here? You're changing on me.
We've got revolving doors. So I'm going to take a look at this baseball real quick. From a pro baseball standpoint, this wouldn't even make it. I don't know where it would make it. It would make it nowhere, not even batting practice. There's a gash here. Now, there's 108 stitches in a baseball. I think this one has 106. So anyway, this is the ball that came out through the screen somehow, hit the stands, came behind, hit me in the shoulder. I put my hand out, and it ended up in my hand. I did bobble it, though. I did bobble it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Lucas Campbell down on 3 straight pitches from Dom Ruggiero leading off the 1st inning. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Sam Taylor. Wow. So I'm glad you're okay, Rod. I mean, that thing could have really done some damage to you there.
The damage has already been done.
Yeah, they can't use that ball anymore.
No,
that thing's done. Probably do some nasty breaking pitches with that thing, though. Oh, and that's off the catcher and goes way out of play. And Joseph Tucker going to walk out a little bit to give Schultz a little chance to get okay. And Schultz is like, I'm fine.
You know, many, many moons ago, I played football here at Springford. And I'd play football any day before I'd put the tools of ignorance on behind home plate. And I give so much credit to catchers. I really do, especially those guys who just are warriors and catch every game, every inning. They take a beating.
Beautiful curveball inside, 2-1. I was told the quickest way into the lineup was the catcher. Because not many people want to do that, to your point.
Yeah.
That's up and away, 3-1.
Yeah, we talked a little earlier, you and I, about college baseball. And I've said for a number of years, I've been coaching college baseball now for 22 years. And I truly believe that catchers and pitchers as freshmen have the best chance to go and start right away.
That makes sense too when you look at these two schools. Neither has sent a player to the major leagues yet, but when they've sent players to the minor leagues, by and large, they are pitchers. I don't know that I've seen a catcher yet, but they have sent a lot of pitchers. So Sam Taylor draws a walk with 1 out, and he stands over at first base as Tyler now comes up. He drew a walk in the first inning, proceeded to steal second, steal third, and then stole home for the first run of the game.
I'd be guarding the cookies in the kitchen with him around, huh? Man stealing everything.
Ruggiero throwing over to Whitmer. Trying to keep Taylor honest. Taylor's a senior. And this is grounded over to Quinn. Tosses to Fields for 1, back to first. Not in time. Whitmer stretched, but it wasn't enough. So the fielder's choice puts now at first with 2 away. And that'll bring up the third batter, Adam Stahl. Or the third place hitter, I should say, Adam Stahl.
Now displayed how fast he ran on his steal and the steal and the steal in that first inning. But the way he just got down the line there, that was pretty much almost a routine type double play. He was safe by 5 feet.
He was. And some credit to Ruggiero there on that first pitch. Now was leaning back to first on the pitch. So he saw something and he thought he might be coming over, and this time he does come over. Here's the 1-0 throw to Stahl, 2-0. Thus far now staying put. 3-1 spring forward, 2 outs here in the top of the third. That's called strike, 2-1.
Weren't you the human every once in a while that would ask me trivia questions and try to put me on the spot?
I was.
Yeah.
I was that human.
I got one for you.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't usually do this, but I got one for you tonight.
All right. 3-1. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're going to guess it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're astute. You are astute.
I'm a what?
It's just a word I concocted.
You did what now?
It's just a word.
3-2.
It's just kind of like temple stuff.
So Tyler now will not get this steal. He will actually be breaking on the 3-2 pitch here with 2 outs. So he'll get a start if Sabatino can find a gap, if Stahl can find a gap, excuse me. And he may be doing just that. Skies it to deep center field where it is tracked down by TJ Schultz. A beautiful catch going to his left to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 3-1 spring forward.
Welcome to WQ Diner, located here on Route 100 and King Street in beautiful Pottstown. I'm William Quinn, owner here at WQ Diner. We serve the freshest ingredients, all homemade food with exceptional service. We're open daily, 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Breakfast all day, full menu available all day with homemade food, the best ingredients, and exceptional service. Take a pick from our large assortment of gourmet desserts, baked fresh daily. WQ Diner, the finer diner. I'm William Quinn, owner. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
At O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Business law is complex because it's easy to make costly mistakes. OWM is able to handle any area of law that a business or individual in our community needs.
We are the ones who are uniquely talented and uniquely positioned to do that for your benefit. That's what drives me to come to work every day.
OWM Law.
Your life,
Your business, your law firm.
Logan Babor leading off the bottom of the third inning with a 3-1 lead for his Springford Rams. Shane O'Connor working his third inning. Starts him off with a strike.
So when you're ready for my two-part teaser on you, let me know. It's a two-part. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I graduated it into 2 parts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this one is popped up to the right side. Lucas Campbell calling for it and catches it and 1 away. I think I'm ready for your 2 parts here.
All right. Who was the MLB manager after Bobby Cox, the Hall of Famer,
Number 11, right fielder, Aiden
retired
Dunleavy.
from the Atlanta Braves?
Okay. Aiden Dunleavy coming up.
There's no time limit on this.
All he did the last time he batted was hit a 3-run home run. This time he grounds a hard one past Nick Remo into left field for a base hit. And Dunleavy is a 1-out base runner.
Third baseman, number 14, Luke Sidor.
And that'll bring up Luke Sidor. He doubled after Dunleavy's home run in the first inning.
There is no time limit, but just to remind you, this is a 7-inning game.
Yes, yes.
So we're not going to postpone it into the next time I see you, so you can look it up or anything. Okay.
Next time you see me, my beard will be down to my belly button. I don't know. I'm thinking of getting rid of it soon and maybe doing a handlebar mustache. I know the answer is not Raleigh fingers, but...
Yeah. But you need a hedge trimmer right now. You need a hedge trimmer. That's impressive.
Thank you.
How long did that take?
The last time I shaved was October 31st, so no shave November, and I just haven't quit since then.
Yeah, are you serious? For 5 months, that's it?
That's what this is.
Oh.
Steal attempt and gunned down by Fisher. Throwing down to Taylor.
Fisher's legit.
He is. This is a freshman catcher, ladies and gentlemen. So we have a caught stealing, 2-6. Dunleavy erased on the caught stealing. Sador with a 1-1 count now with 2 outs, nobody on base. And called a swinging strike by the home plate umpire, Joseph Tucker. Fisher was going to look for some help from Williamson. Tucker said, I got this.
You know, Hatt had a heck of a play in right center field, and then Schultz comes back and he says, not so fast. I think I can do just as well.
Both center fielders going to their
job.
left. Yes, both of them. And O'Connor's pitch, outside, full count.
How's your memory? Do I need to repeat my question? Or
the question was, who was the manager that took over after Hall of Famer Bobby Cox left the Atlanta Braves? That is fouled away.
Yeah, so that was the question I asked you. You're not asking me the question back because I know the answer. So,
Yes.
So just so you know, I'm not playing.
Thought maybe I'd fool you there.
Yeah.
Correct. Well done, Rod. Way to pick that one out. And this is grounded right back to O'Connor, who flips to Campbell, and the inning is over. And on the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, none left. We've played 3. It's 3-1 Springford.
So, car stories on PCTV. I've been doing it for many years. It's a good advertising tool for the business. Plus, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing the shop and the different things that you should know about your car with people. If you need a place to highlight your business, call Gus at PCTV and check it out. It's a good way to inform people about your business. You'll get new customers from it, and you can share your knowledge of your particular trade.
So there was actually a different pitcher that inning. It was Lucas Campbell. actually pitched that inning.
Number 7.
Campbell
Evan
came out of
Sabatino.
the right field slot to do that. Evan Sabatino, from the first base slot. So we'll get all the corrections here for you in a second. Anyway, Evan Sabatino leading off here. He walked, stole a couple bases, was stranded on third base in the first inning. Popped back. Another ball looking for my partner, Rod Johnson. Rod is a ball magnet. M-A-G-N-E-T. Yep, not M-A-G-N-A-T-E or maggot.
Maggot, no.
So,
You're stalling pretty well.
I am, and I may need to phone a friend here. Gus is shaking his head, but he
knows. He
tells
knows the
me
answer.
he knows the answer.
But he's not
over
going to
here.
bail you out. I see you're getting all worked up. Your beard's starting to curl up.
It
on me.
is. It is. See all the sweat just dripping off me. 2-2 count on Sabatino. Just trying to call the game here, Rod. So you really didn't know I was going to be here?
I did not.
Struck out swinging on a beautiful curveball.
Gus, he tries to surprise. No, he doesn't try to surprise me. He does surprise me. Every once in a while, I'll ask, who am I working with? And he might tell me. Or he may make me guess, like I'm making you guess. And right now, both answers are the same. It's muted. It's muted. You don't have a clue, do you?
Senior Nick Remo up.
I'm going to give you initials, all right? Will that help you if I gave you the initials?
It might, but let me go ahead and take a guess here. This one's grounded to Quinn, who tosses over to Whitmer, and we have 2 away. And that'll bring up Ryan Hatt, the sophomore, who reached leading off the second inning on
number 10.
what was
Ryan
called an error. And I'll just leave it at that. I called it a hit. They ruled it an error, and we won't say anything about that until later on, maybe. Outside for a ball. All right, so taking over for the Braves. So it wasn't Brian Snitker, obviously.
That is correct.
That's a little too recent.
I'm going to give you another hint. This gentleman also managed the Miami Marlins in the 90s.
So would it be another Hall of Famer, perchance?
In my mind, because I know the gentleman, I would say he's a Hall of Famer because he's such a great guy. He's a Hall of Fame guy, but he currently is not in the Hall of Fame.
Because my guess was going to be Jim Leland.
No, it's not Jim Leland.
Because he is in the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's strike
Former
2.
Pirates and
that's
Marlins
strike,
manager.
That's strike 2.
And that is strike 2. How did you know? Rod just called the pitch before it. Oh, you have that special app that lets you know the pitch ahead of time. 2-2 count. Struck out swinging. That's a quick inning. 1, 2, 3. And in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We've played 3.5. 3-1 Springford.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
Ryan Fields leading off for Springford here in the bottom of the 4th with the lead 3-1. And as we alluded to in the top of the inning, there was a different pitcher last inning. This is Lucas Campbell. So the pitch count did reset. Lucas has only thrown 10 pitches. And first pitch swinging, and this is going to go into the gap and roll all the way to the wall. Almost all the way to the wall. And in with a sliding double is Fields. So right away, runner in scoring position for Springford.
Center fielder, number 17, T.J. Schultz.
It's the 4th extra base hit of the game, Rod, and T.J. Schultz, batting right here, has one of them. doubled back leading off the second inning, but he was left stranded at second. (3-1) spring forward, threatening to do some more. Schultz squares around to bunt. Gets it down. That's fielded. So that was fielded by Remo. We tossed over to the new first baseman. We have to get that name for you here. Owen Waltemeyer is the new first baseman. Owen Waltemeyer. But it does get the runner over to third base. And we have a
Now
pinch
batting
hitter.
for spring forward number 16, Cooper Nelson.
Cooper Nelson coming in, batting for Ethan Schultz. I'm going to guess we're going to see a re-entry situation here, batting for Ethan. Cooper Nelson has 4 hits this season, a couple runs batted in. He has a double and a triple. Right now he just needs to lift a fly ball to the outfield to drive in a run. He grounds it to short. They're going to come home with it. And with the play at home, Fisher. And they throw out Fields at home.
I was just ready to remark that, you're down 3-1. You have to bring your infield in. It should make you probably a 100-point average higher hitter.
15,
trying to
left
elevate the
fielder,
ball.
Cavalier.
You can't get more routine than the 1 or 2 hopper there, the shortstop, and he threw it right left chest to the catcher. No shot of scoring there. But they were going down contact. That's a pre-plan that the third base coach is going to tell the runner that you are going on down contact no matter where it's at.
And let's just point out again, because it bears repeating, that was the senior, Ryan Fields, bearing down on the freshman. The freshman, Nolan Fisher. That's grounded back to Campbell, who goes over to Waldemeyer. And the inning is over that quickly. So after a leadoff double, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left.
Rams, no runs on 1 hit.
And it is 3-1 after 4, Rams.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
So after 4 innings, it's 3-1 Spring Ford, and the freshman Nolan Fisher will be leading off. So Nolan Fisher wears number 35. However, as you might guess, he is named for a very famous Hall of Fame baseball player. Strike one. And that is one Nolan Ryan. So Fisher wears 34 on every team he plays on. But because 34 is taken by senior Mike Clark, inside for a ball, Fisher chose to wear 1 number higher, but I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts, whatever that means, Rod, that next season Nolan Fisher will be wearing number 34 for this team.
Where'd you get this data?
So Nolan's family comes to our church.
Okay.
Yep, so talked to his mom earlier today, and I said, any truth to the rumor that he's named for Nolan Ryan? And she said, not only have I loved the name Nolan my entire life, well, since I was 12, she said, which is, I guess, for the last 12 years. I think she's like 24 or so now. She said, but my husband absolutely loves Nolan Ryan. And so we named him for Nolan Ryan.
Nice.
And
that's a good human interest story.
Isn't that great?
You still haven't answered my question.
Fisher fights one off there.
So I'm going to have to just give you the answer because you just bored the living daylights out of me on this.
Well, that was a great piece of information there on Fisher.
No, that was great.
It was incredible.
It's been 3 innings or 2.5 innings since I talked to you about this.
1 away. That'll bring up Max Santis.
But before I get to this, okay, because you have no interest in even attempting, I want to give some real kudos to Barry Schaefer. He is the announcer for Springford. He has been here for a very long time. Matter of fact, I coached his son, and I have announced this before. I coached his son back in the late 80s, early 90s. But Barry Schaefer has a great voice.
That was a
nice
great play by Ruggiero to Whitmer. 2 away.
That's a heck of a PFP, right? Pitcher's fielding practice there. Excellent job.
Beautiful. 2 away.
But I want to give kudos and a big thanks to Barry. He has been so unselfish in his time over the decades that he's been doing this. So I know we were going to get a shot of him, but as we turned around to look, all we can see is a Springford hat.
Ah, there you go.
But I swear to you, he is there.
Freddie Gonzalez, my friend. That's the name you're looking for. Am I right?
You are right.
I was just toying with you.
You were just toying with me.
2-0. Meanwhile, Gus is over there shaking his head, thinking, I knew that all along.
Were you toying with your phone? Is that how you got it? Is that how you got the answer?
When would I have had a chance to look at my phone? Do I even have a phone?
Anyway, you're right, Freddie Gonzalez. But let me ask you this question, because there was a two-part
Oh,
question.
that's right.
Now, let's not
So
let...
I need 3 more innings to go through this.
No, I'm giving you literally to the end of this inning. What
This inning has 2 outs in
was
it.
Freddie Gonzalez doing this past spring from a baseball standpoint?
How about he was a scout in Asia?
You're really close. He was an assistant coach at Ursinus College.
Is that right? Almost.
But, I mean,
almost
Asia,
got it right.
Ursinus, I mean, I have to Google it. I'm not really so sure how far they are apart.
I'm not either.
I know one starts with an A and one starts with a U, so I'm guessing they're pretty far apart.
Asia was a Steely Dan album. Does that count for anything?
We digress.
Freddie Gonzalez. So you knew Freddie, or you know Freddie.
I do now.
Yep. That's awesome.
I do
And by
now.
all accounts, he sounds like he's a pretty cool dude.
Oh,
Sounds like the
he's
players
awesome.
loved him.
Yep, he's awesome.
So you got a major league guy over there. Any other major league guys over at Ursinus right now? Helping out?
No, but we have Rick Harrison, who is the former Springford coaches over there now.
Okay.
Along with Chris Threadgill, who's been there for years. Kyle Lindsay, who just stopped by on his way out. He's going to go take care of his almost 1-year-old child. He's the head coach. Young coach, came from Delaware Valley. So it was a good year.
Sam Taylor here with a walk steps in. That's a called strike. Nothing in 2.
Sam was not enamored by that call.
Ruggerio's next pitch will be his 77th. And this will not be a pitch, as they have another caught stealing. As Campbell is caught trying to steal. And that will go 1 to 3 to 6 to end the inning. And in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We've played 4.5, 3-1 Springford.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
This is the year you're going to improve your game. No excuses. And the pros at Blackwood Golf Academy are here to help. With their 23-acre all-grass driving range, full-service pro shop, and computerized swing analysis, Blackwood Golf Academy will get your game up to par. Need lessons? Individual and group instruction with head pro Chris Carr will shave strokes off your game and make you the envy of your next foursome. Blackwood Golf Academy, a country club setting open to the public, adjacent to Blackwood Golf Course in Douglasville.
Jake Whitmer leading off the bottom of the 5th inning here for Springford, and he has flied out loudly to right and to center.
Now I hope he just doinks one in so he can, make up for those
This is just how it
barrel
works.
balls. Yeah.
Scorch a couple and then little Texas leaguer over the second baseman's head.
How about those quote-unquote torpedo bats?
Yeah, you know what? I like them because Aaron Judge is on my fantasy team. What do you think?
I don't really care.
And I got Volpe on my fantasy
and
team.
I asked you the question that I don't even care about. So what sense does that make?
Right. More meaningless thoughts with Rod Johnson. And this one is popped up. And that's going to be Taylor camping under it, the shortstop, one away.
Not many bad hops up there.
Liam Quinn comes to bat.
Second baseman, number 9, Liam Quinn.
Also a young man who deserves better than an 0 for 2. He was the one who hit the line drive out the hat in center field, had made the diving play on. Ball 1. Lucas Campbell in his third inning of work. And this carbon copy of the one he hit earlier, except a little bit deeper. And this one does get over the head of Hat. And this is going to be a triple. A sliding triple for Liam Quinn. The 5th extra base hit of the day for Springford, and a runner at third base with less than 2 outs.
Designated hitter, number 23, Logan Babor.
So Logan Babor comes up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I stepped on you there. There's a lot of cheering for him there. It sounded like maybe a mom, maybe a grandmom, maybe a girlfriend, maybe a future girlfriend. They were cheering pretty loud for that young man. They had to bring the infield in again. We'll see what happens here.
I'm not often speechless, but I'm not sure how to respond to that. Logan Babor. He has walked in this game.
I mean, were you tracking? Were you connecting the dots at all?
Kind of was, yeah. 3-1 Springford. I meant to bring my little egg timer too, Rod. I was going to flip it over like the old-timey announcers did. They'd flip over the egg timer, and whenever it would run out, they'd announce the score. Now they have those little, what do they call them, bugs on the screen where you can always see the score. I don't think we have that, though. We're getting there. Fouled away. 1 and 2. If you're watching us, you're on YouTube right now. Please hit the subscribe button, the PCTV network. Give us some love. I'm a subscriber. Speaking of subscribing, foul ball again. There was a class action lawsuit against Major League Baseball for subscribers to the MLB package because apparently they were using our information in a way that wasn't legal. So I'm $42 richer.
It's an extra baseball card.
It is.
You still doing the baseball card thing?
I am. Trying to work a deal on a Pete Rose rookie right now, Rod. Is there a Rod Johnson rookie out there anywhere?
No. That's a long story. And, when you start talking about the egg timer, I thought you were talking about, like, you wanted to bring it for me. Like, I get too long with some of my stories, so, like, you would turn it over so I would...
Oh, no. I love your
stories.
stories.
Okay, just checking. But that's a story for another time. Okay?
Yeah.
Story for another time.
All right, sounds good.
Share it over a piece of pizza. You like pizza?
I do.
I love
I'm a
pizza.
youth pastor. Come on. We eat pizza every Sunday night at youth group. Sometimes twice.
You got to get that pizza place because we're not going to talk about who it is if they're not a sponsor, but we got to get that pizza place to be a sponsor.
That's a good point. Inside, 2 and 2.
Not afraid to come in on him there, that's for sure.
He's
I
not.
like it. You can try to fist it a little bit so that maybe we get a little ground ball to the left side again.
Infield in, trying to keep this run from scoring. World of difference between a 2-run game and a 3-run game. Liam Quinn at third after a triple over the center fielder's head. And this one is popped up. This is not going to bring in the run. Taylor squeezes, and that's 2 away.
You know, Steve, I really, really like the pitch selection there. You have a man on third, less than 2 outs, a 3-2 count on the hitter. Most hitters are going to be looking for the fastball there, and he was not afraid to spin it, and I like it.
Lucas Campbell. So this brings up Aiden Dunleavy. It's 2 for 2, singled back in the third, and oh yeah, hit a home run in the first. And that's the 3 runs on the board for Spring Ford. Turned a 1-0 deficit to a 3-1 lead. And that's where we stand. Dunleavy swings at an off-speed pitch. Strike 1. Those runs driven in the 7th, 8th, and 9th of the season for Dunleavy, which moves him into the team lead. Strike 2.
We have a nice little crowd that kind of, I said this during the break, snuck in on us a little bit. Feels like a baseball night.
Strike 3. So Quinn left stranded at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-1 Rams.
At O'Donnell, Weiss, and Matei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Anyone entering a nursing home really should consult with an elder law attorney to see whether Medicaid is the appropriate option for them. But it's really important to make sure that you have someone that's familiar with those rules, that works with those rules on a daily basis, that can guide you through the process. I specialize in elder law because I enjoy the clients that I work with, and I really like helping them find solutions for their problems.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
So Sam Taylor, who was batting in the top of the 5th inning when Lucas Campbell was picked off, caught stealing, will return into the batter's box with a fresh count, leading off the 6th inning in a 3-1 game. And Rogerio's first toss is outside for a ball.
It's getting late, Steve. It's getting late. All right, we got 6th inning here, 7-inning game.
Foul back.
You know, O&J has run into a number of outs here today, and I think they kind of did it because they were so successful early on.
And this is lined right to center field, right to TJ Schultz. 1 away. That'll bring up Tyler now.
Second baseman, number 3, Tyler Now.
Tyler's 0 for 1 with a walk. Came around to score the only run of the game on a double steal, a delay steal, that he worked with Evan Sabatino in the top of the 1st. Sabatino left stranded in 3rd in that inning.
There are times when I've coached and I've played where you're going up against a solid pitcher in Ruggiero, left-hander, pretty good command. You got to get them early because a lot of times they do settle down. And it's not just a cliche. I mean, it happens where early in the game, the guy's adrenaline's flowing a bit, and then all of a sudden he settles down. He's getting a lot of lazy pop-ups here.
And that's to Schultz again. 2 up, 2 down.
He's got a number of strikeouts now.
And that'll bring up Adam Stahl.
Number 22, Adam Stahl.
Stahl had a beautiful catch made to end the 3rd inning by TJ Schultz. Foul tip at the plate. Strike 1.
Ruggiero currently has 8 strikeouts on the night in the 6th inning.
And that pitch was his 83rd. He threw 22 in the 1st inning. So to your point, he has settled down since that rocky 1st inning. And in that 1st inning, 5 stolen bases. Mentioned those free bases. 1 and 2. Stahl, one of those 8 strikeouts in this game.
Whoa, whoa. Wake up, Gus. Wake up.
Gus was all over that one.
Oh, he didn't even flinch.
Nope, not at all.
I work with Al Ganoza. He jumps 2 feet off the seat.
The 2-2 pitch. Up and away, 3 and 2. Evan Sabatino on deck. Stahl fouls it away. We'll do it again.
Boy, he fought that off. That was a tough pitch to make contact with. One of my favorite pitchers growing up for the Philadelphia Phillies, left-handed pitcher Stephen Carlton. That slider that he threw, back foot slider to right-handers, was unhittable.
That's ball 4. So Stahl is a 2-out base runner, brings up the tying run to the plate in Evan Sabatino, who has also walked in this game. You mentioned Steve Carlton. Years ago, I got to interview Hall of Famer Willie Stargell.
You did?
I did. When I was in college, he came and spoke on the campus.
What college did you go to?
Kutztown.
Kutztown.
I was a sports editor of the paper at the time. I spoke to Willie and I said, who is the toughest pitcher you ever faced? Figuring he'd come up with some Hall of Fame left-hander. And it was a Phillies left-hander, for sure. Strike 1.
Chris Short.
Try again.
Jim Cott.
Try again.
Steve Carlton.
It was not Steve Carlton.
I thought maybe you forgot you said no earlier.
It was not Randy Lurch
Gus
from the
with a
Peanut
name
Gallery.
from the past. I like it. I like it.
Do you want initials or do you want me to just give you the answer? And this is line to third base. Sidor takes it down. And that's the final out of the inning. And on the inning, we have no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left. We've played 5.5. 3-1 Springfield.
Welcome to WQ Diner, located here on Route 100 and King Street in beautiful Pottstown. I'm William Quinn, owner here at WQ Diner. We serve the freshest ingredients, all homemade food with exceptional service. We're open daily, 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Breakfast all day, full menu available all day with homemade food, the best ingredients, and exceptional service. Take a pick from our large assortment of gourmet desserts, baked fresh daily. WQ Diner, the finer diner. I'm William Quinn, owner. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Baseman, Luke Sidor.
Luke Sidor leading off the 6th inning here for Springford. 3-1 lead for the Rams. In a quick-moving game. Sidor had a double in the first inning. He smokes one here to left field over the head of Adam Stahl, all the way to the fence. And Sidor has his 2nd double of the game.
Those balls were hammered.
That is 6 extra base hits in this game. And yet only 3 runs. Yep.
And we talked about it earlier. None of those extra base hits hurt if they didn't walk 2 guys in the first inning because 3 runs came on the home run.
Yep, it's a 1-1 game.
It could be a 1-1 game.
Yep.
The darn free bases, and we know Springford's going to bunt here.
Well, Ryan Fields has one of those doubles, but they need a run here. He squares around to bunt, takes for a ball. So we left you at the break with the question of what Phillies left-hander Willie Stargell termed the hardest pitcher for him to hit. And I'm going to give you the initials.
All right.
He was a bespectacled pitcher.
He was a what?
Bespectacled. He wore glasses.
I don't think you pronounced that right.
Bespectacled. And his initials were J.H. Bunted right down to first base. It's fielded by Waltemeyer, who tags out the runner. But that is a sacrifice, moving Sidor down to third with less than 2 outs, and it'll bring up T.J. Schultz. We
Number 17, T.J.
put a lid on this. T.J., by the way, one of the doubles in this game as well, one of the extra base hits. We saw Cooper Nelson pinch hit earlier. There's a bunt. Safety squeeze on there.
See, I'm good with the safety squeeze, and I cringe every time that I see the suicide squeeze put on because I've seen that go in bad ways, and I think we sometimes, coaches get fooled when it works 1 out of 5 times. Hey, it worked! Well, yeah. Yeah, it worked 20% of the time.
Safety squeeze again, this time taking for a ball.
If you look how the rotation is going on right now with O&J, the best place to bunt this ball is a push bunt to what I would call the 4-hole, which would be right at that where the second baseman is now, because he is rotating very quickly to first. So, and he didn't.
Instead fouls it down the third base line, and it's a 1-2 count.
So what do you do with 2 strikes? I think you got to let him swing away.
Yep, just try and get it over the infield somewhere, and that'll be a run.
I mean, TJ has a double to left field, and he did have a sacrifice.
Did have a sacrifice bunt earlier.
Let's see if they go down contact again.
Foul tip. So Ethan Schultz, the catcher, is on deck. He was pinch hit for, you may recall, in the 4th inning by Cooper Nelson, and we alluded that he would re-enter, which he did. We failed to announce that during the game, but he has caught every inning. Just did not bat that one time. It's outside. For those not familiar with the re-entry rule, a player may enter the game or re-enter the game one time. Once he's removed a second time, he's out for the duration of the game. So if Schultz were to be hit for here, he would be done for the game.
Very well articulated, my friend.
Thank you. I was a softball coach for many, many years. Became very familiar with the re-entry rule. Good way to get a lot of my girls in the games. And chases one away for a strikeout. That's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Ethan Schultz.
Coach Mansfield is clapping his hands down at third, but I don't think he was clapping his hands in approval.
Yeah, they really needed that run.
I recognize the frustrating claps.
Yep. I'm sure as a coach you do. Foul down the right side. Nothing in one.
This is a huge run. You said it earlier, like a 2-run lead is one thing. A 3-run lead, and you know what we always say, like the best is the 4-run lead, because then it needs a grand slam to tie you. But this is a big run right here.
1-1. If nothing else, looking to reset the lineup here. Cavalier, the leadoff hitter, on deck. Of course, Springford is hoping that there's no need to see another inning, at least at bat.
I mean, Springford's left a lot of ducks on the pond here. I mean, they had 11 base runners and 3 runs. And with the number of extra base hits, you're thinking they would have generated more than 3. What a great job of getting out of that jam.
After giving up a leadoff double, Sador is stranded at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the 7th, 3-1 Springford.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
Nick Remo will be leading off in this 7th inning as the final hope for O&J Roberts. 3-1. They trail. All 4 runs by both teams scored in the first inning.
By the way, Steve, I think I came up with the name Joe Horner. Am I right?
Joe Horner is correct.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Holy cow, you would have thought somebody told me that in between innings.
You would have thought, but no, way to come up with that. Yeah, Willie Stargell said Joe Horner. Now, when you look on Baseball Reference, he struggled more against Koufax and Carlton than Horner, but he definitely struggled against Horner. And Horner's a reliever.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to see him nearly as much as he saw some of those other guys. But yeah. And this is lined into right field for a base hit.
Now we can talk
and
about
we can
it.
say it. The first base hit of the game breaks up the no-hitter in the 7th inning, Nick Remo. But more importantly, that means that Ryan Hatt comes now as the tying run to the plate. So now we're at 93 pitches for Ruggiero. He's only in here for another batter or two.
Yeah, because he's got 93 pitches.
Yep. He's limited to 100. And he throws it away. It's going to be a wild pitch. Down to second goes Remo.
So this is where, as a coach, you yell out to your outfielders, like, that runner on second doesn't mean anything. Keep the hitter off second. Whatever you do, keep the hitter off second.
Yeah, that runner at second base, Remo. I mean, with all due respect to his family, is meaningless. His run is meaningless, let's put it that way. He himself is worth very, very much.
Got the backhoe out, you're digging a hole deeper and deeper on every word that you are spewing from your Well, the lights just popped on.
They did. It's been a quick moving game, though. Remo, I'm sorry, go ahead.
An hour and 33 minutes, to your point.
Remo, the first hit of the game for O&J, coming in the 7th inning, breaking up this no-hitter. And Ruggiero now at 97 pitches, 3-1 count.
A couple things happening here. He has a 3-1 lead. He knows that. He had a no-hitter. He knew that. He has 97 pitches. He knows that.
Strike 2. So, Hatt reached on the error in the second inning that I thought was a tough error, but it did keep the no-hitter intact. Now, in the second inning, it's not like they were trying to keep a no-hitter intact. But that's what kept this a no-hitter. And he goes down swinging.
I know what your question is. I think your question is going to be something along the lines of, do you think they changed that to a hit?
So I was going to pose that question.
Right. I'm just trying to stay a step ahead of you. So with that said, I think if it was later in the game, if it was like the 6th inning and they gave him an error, I think that or the 5th inning, I was thinking about 9-inning game there for a second.
Sure.
I think they would change it, or could change it.
Assuming that a hit came later on is what you're saying, yeah.
But I think happening in the 2nd inning, that's not the case.
So Ruggiero is going to come out of the game. We will be back after this commercial break, 3-1 Spring Ford.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
Luke Puffko is the pitcher coming out. He's a senior.
For the Wildcats, number 35, catcher Nolan Fisher.
So real quick, Steve, Nick Remo, who got the base hit, broke up the no-hitter.
Yes.
He's going to Misericordia. Misericordia won the national championship in D3 baseball last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he's going there?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see him try and break into that lineup as the freshman takes a ball.
And you'll see Remo at second base. The last thing he wants to do is run into an out, ball hit the shortstop, and have a 65, as we call it. He's taking a short lead.
So Puffko 2-0 on Fisher.
Taken all the way, I would assume.
And he does. 2-1. Well, you know a thing or two about the game, don't you? And taking again, 3-1. AJ Murray on deck.
I take him again.
Max Santis.
I'm excited here. I'm jumping in quick. Yep, there it is.
Takes and he walks. So, runners at first and second, 1 out. Pinch hitter coming up. This is A.J. Murray, the junior.
Well, I got to assume that he's going to be bunting here.
OJ, number 23, A.J. Murray.
And courtesy runner at first for the catcher, Nolan Fisher.
Well, it's one out. He may not be bunting here.
And he takes a strike.
That's my bad on that. He would not be bunting here with one out.
Springford looking for a ground ball double play to end it. O&J Roberts looking for their second hit of the game. And here's a grounder over to second. Quinn picks it up. Oh, he bobbles it and he drops it. And that's going to load the bases on the error on Quinn.
I think there was probably a moment there in his mind that he was going to try to get the force at second, which would not have been a bad play. You want to get that lead runner because now we have second and third, even if he got the out at first with runners in scoring position. But in this haste, we now have bases loaded.
And another pinch hitter, Matt Smola, coming to the plate. So back-to-back pinch hitters. First hit of the game, second error of the game, and a walk to the freshman. And the bases are loaded now with one out. And suddenly what was a no-hitter coming into this seventh inning has become very precarious for Springford.
Precarious is a good word. Tenuous is another one.
It's a good one. So you broke out your thesaurus here.
Wait till I say eleemosynary.
Wow.
Whoa, 7-syllable word right there, buddy. All right.
The
Now batting number 4.
I was going to throw Michigas out there, but we'll leave that here for now. Smola takes a ball. Remo at 30 led off with the game's first hit here in the seventh inning. 1-1.
I don't second guess coaches because coaches know their team better than you and I sitting here behind a blue and a red mic. I don't think I'd be playing my corners up here.
Oh, that gets away from the catcher. Coming
Uh-oh.
home, he was coming
Oh.
home and he throws it away. And all the runners move up. So that's going to be a wild pitch. But there was a delay there by Remo. And then Schultz threw it away as Puffco came home to cover. And suddenly the tying run is 90 feet away. Ooh. And the count is 2-1. And the top of the lineup looms on deck. And here's a fly ball into right field. And the ball falls in. And Nick Marino, the courtesy runner, scores the tying run. Murray to third, Smola with a single and an RBI. And it's a 3-3 game, Rod.
I'm a little bit speechless. The wheels are falling off a little bit here. One out, 3-3.
And this brings up Sam Taylor, the leadoff hitter, who lined one into center his last time up. And if he does that again, that could tie up. That could give his team the lead
with 2 hits. 2 hits.
Quickly behind, 0-2. Puffco jumping out ahead.
How the tide has turned.
And this is stroked down the left field line, but foul.
A sigh of relief. I heard about 30 people gasp for air.
If you're just tuning in, go all the way back to the start of this game and watch this whole thing. A little nubber to short. It's caught by Fields. That's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Now, the junior, with a tie game and 2 runners in scoring position.
How more appropriate is his name in this situation?
Now more than ever. Strike one. Tyler Now, the time is now. Puff go to the stretch and the pitch. Now fouls it away, 0-2.
And Steve, I can't help but go back to talking about extending pitch counts. Those foul balls, those extra pitches that Ruggiero had to throw, or he'd still be in there, probably would have finished the game.
That 22 pitch first inning that you spoke about. Looming large now. A.J. Murray's the runner at third. He reached on an error. Matt Smola's the runner at second. He drove in the tying run.
Well, that was close. That was I must admit, I was walking off the field with him, but our boy Joseph behind the plate saw a little bit different. He's the man in charge.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. He gets away! And Murray scores the go-ahead run. While Smola moves up to third base. And Rod, I don't need to tell you how frustrating it must feel to think you've gotten out of the inning and then have that happen.
You know, Steve, I agree with you, and a lot of people are going to look at that pitch and say that would have gotten him out of the inning, but there's a lot that happened before that pitch.
And again gets away from him, and that's going to be another run. Now, we're going to see, I'm just curious here, because now threw the bat toward the ball. I don't think it made contact with the ball, and nothing's going to be made of that. So, visit to the mound, a 4-run inning, a 4-run top of the 7th, a ball 4 wild pitch to Now, scores Smola from third. And we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll be back after this break, 4-3.
Welcome to WQ Diner, located here on Route 100 and King Street in beautiful Pottstown. I'm William Quinn, owner here at WQ Diner. We serve the freshest ingredients, all homemade food with exceptional service. We're open daily, 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Breakfast all day, full menu available all day with homemade food, the best ingredients, and exceptional service. Take a pick from our large assortment of gourmet desserts, baked fresh daily. WQ Diner, the finer diner. I'm William Quinn, owner. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
So what a turn of events here. O.J. Roberts trailing 3-1 with no hits coming into the 7th inning. Leads off with a base hit. And another hit and 2 errors later. And a third hit and 2 errors later. And they're up 5-3. So base hit there by Adam Stahl. We'll bring up Evan Sabatino, the 9th hitter this inning. The 9th batter to come to the plate this inning.
Designated hitter, number 7, Evan Sabatino.
It's my understanding that the new pitcher, Homer, is going to Newman University.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jacob Homer, the new pitcher.
I'm very familiar with Newman. I coached at Cabrini for 7-8 years, and they were in our league. And they're having a really good year. I think they're like 25-10. So he's going to a good program.
And this one is popped up just beyond the short side. That's going to fall for a base hit. They're going to throw to third and get the out at third, but not before the run scores. They called him safe at third. So he went in standing up. Tyler now comes around to score the 6th run of the game, the 5th of the inning. Adam Stahl safe at third. And a little Texas leaguer by Sabatino. And that's going to bring up Nick Remo, who started this inning with a single.
Anybody that says that this isn't contagious, momentum is contagious.
You mentioned Newman, and I would often ride my bicycle to my office and bump into a fellow named Kurt, who was a professor at Newman College. Don't know his last name, but I know he had a cooler beard than I do.
Impossible.
Oh. Not just possible, true. 1-1. So Nick Remo started all this. You and I stayed so quiet the whole game, too, about that no-hitter.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious, which is why I didn't say anything about it. But I really don't believe in the no-hit jinx.
Are you looking for a comment from me?
Well, I was going to say, if I would have said something, though, at the top of the 7th, and Rogerio's got a no-hitter going, and then that single happens, oh my, I'd have been chased out of here. I may get chased out of here anyway. Remo takes low, 2-2. By the way, Sabatino took second on catcher's indifference.
Things happen so fast in this game. You see it more than you'd like to see it if you're on the leading side of things.
There's a little slow roller down to third, and this is going to drive in another run. Remo's second hit of the inning.
And that's what happens. There's a walk, there's an error, there's a bloop in the left center, there's a chopper down the third baseline. It just, I don't know how it happens, it just happens.
So Ryan Hatt made the first out of this inning. Does not want the dubious distinction of also making the third out of the inning. Did you ever do that, Rod? You ever make the first and the final out of the inning?
Well, no one's going to be able to track it, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. I'm going to make it my duty by the next time we get together to look up all your appearances.
I don't remember. I don't know if that's something that you do remember. I played a lot of games in my career.
Yeah. I'm sure I did it in fast pitch softball. And strike 3. So Hatt does end the inning mercifully, but my word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 2 errors, 2 left. It is 7-3 Wildcats.
At O'Donnell, Weiss, and Matei, our team approach makes all the difference.
With special needs planning, what I can do with families is help to make sure that in the event the parent no longer is there to finance the care of their child, that there's a trust available or other people available to make decisions for that child. I really like working with my clients, I like coming to work, and I really like helping them find solutions for their problems.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
If there is a silver lining for Springford, it is that they have their leadoff hitter leading off this 7th inning. But that is the only silver lining in what turned out to be a 6-run inning. We're slowed down by the pitcher, and he's there. Oh! They called him out.
Uh-oh. We're going to have a discussion here.
Wow. So that's going to go 1-4-3. And I'm not sure that there's going to be any way they're going to be able to reverse this. I will apologize if I'm wrong, but Rod, to the naked eye, that looked like he was safe, and obviously the viewers at home can pause their computers to be able to see if we're right about that. But that's one away. That brings up Jake Whitmer. He has flown to the right fielder, flown to the center fielder, and popped out the short, looking for his first hit of the game.
Just exacerbates the frustration if he was safe. And I think that run across the field is mostly frustration that Coach Mansfield had. I've been there, unfortunately.
And this one is smoked into right field, but Santis gets under it. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. A point that I brought up last time we were together, and that is that generally speaking, a team's biggest inning in runs scored usually exceeds the other team's total. And so it was definitely looking like that for Spring Ford the whole time with their 3-run first. Looked like it was going to stand up for the victory.
I've never heard you say that before. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that before.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's pretty cool analysis. Like, I got to think about that for a second.
Yeah, if you look in the major leagues, it's over 50%. Over 50% of games, obviously every shutout, that's the case. But in over 50% of the games, the most runs scored in one inning will exceed the total runs scored by the losing team. The most runs scored by the winning team, obviously.
Wow.
So that's important to get crooked numbers on the board, whether you do it in the first inning or you do it in the 7th. 1-2 count to Liam Quinn. Trying to get Babor up. And then trying to get Dunleavy up. And this one is skied over to left field. Adam Stahl camps under it. And that's our ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Final score 7-3, Owen J. Roberts. We'll be back to wrap this one up after these messages.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
Steve Karabates here with Rod Johnson, where you just witnessed a 7-3 victory by Owen J. Roberts over Spring Ford, and really a tale of 2 innings when you think about it, that first inning and that 7th inning, Rod.
Steve, I'm a little bit lost for words, and I see Coach Mansfield out with this team right now at the mound. Can only imagine what he may be saying. They had this game in hand. Ruggiero was really in charge. But we talk about the pitch count, and when he got up into that 97, 98 range, we said, hey, they better have something coming in out of the bullpen. And then the momentum, you could see it. You could see it like oozing out of Owen J. Roberts' dugout. You know, there's a bloop to center. There's a bloop to left. There's a walk. There's a chop down the third baseline. It's like anything and everything that could go wrong in that last inning for Springford went wrong. And, you know, you go home as a team, as a coach, and you say, my gosh, like we had that game and it just got away from us. And it happens like that.
Scattering, what was it, 7 or 8 extra base hits, and you get 3 runs out of that. And then 5 hits in 1 inning after no hits at all. You're right. It defies words. But an incredible game either way. Congratulations to Owen J. for sticking it out all the way through. And what's Springford need to do to bounce back from this?
Well, that's a good question. And soft teams, that could be like circling the drain when you have a game like this that you're in command of. If you're a tough team, you say, okay, you know, I hate to use the terms like we need to learn from this. Like, you know, what are we going to learn from that? We're going to learn, you know what? Forget about the free bases. Don't be giving people free bases. By the way, we had guys on third base if we're spring forward, and we stranded people at third base when we could have started to go 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, and that caught up to them.
It did. So, 7-3 final here, O&J over Spring Ford. Rod, it's been a pleasure doing this game with you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking forward to doing another one with you shortly.
Thank you.
So much. Rod Johnson over here, the good-looking guy. I'm Steve Karabatis. Thank you for tuning into the PCTV Network.
Welcome to Theo's Gyros.
Hi, I'm Martha, and this is my brother Donnie. Our parents, Theo and Maria, started this business here at Quakertown Farmers Market 34 years ago. When they immigrated from Greece in 1979, they opened their first location on Broad Street in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
We've also been doing Music Fest and Celtic over the years.
Over the years, we've developed a great customer following and are known for having the best gyros. We use the freshest ingredients and make our own tzatziki sauce daily. Pair our gyro sandwich with fresh cut fries. Let's make them break and add feta cheese. Finish it off with a piece of baklava.
Hi folks, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How can I help you today?
I get a gyro, no onions.
Of course. Anything to drink for today?
I'll have a birch beer.
Yes, sir. We only have one size. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. Any fries or pierogies for today?
Side fries.
Yes, sir. I'm Theo, and I help out my aunt and uncle at Theo's Gyros. My grandfather and my grandmother started this restaurant 30 plus years ago, and we're still going strong. Thank you for coming in.
I'd like to say, in my best Brooklyn accent, Theo's is the best. We've been coming here for 20 plus years, 35 miles from Clinton, New Jersey. We've been to Athens, my wife and I, and we asked for a gyro, and we concluded that Theo's was better, and we've told them. Theirs is the best. The service here is wonderful. Theo, little Theo, who's about 6 foot, Maria, Joy, Martha, and Don. You couldn't ask for better people. You leave here with a smile.
If you want the best gyros, come visit us in the Quakertown Farmers Market. Thank you so much, guys.
Kaliorexi.